Salutations everyone, thank you for tuning into today's particular video. I wanted to address something that's been weighing upon my consciousness for at least some time, and throughout the duration of time of creating videos, I've actually had the opportunity to, in essence, create videos that are similar to ones much like this. It's funny in life, in human existence, apparently the status quo of human nature, of how society, modern society, has a way of, or tendency to judge one another without the incentive of actually getting to know oneself or one another. And it's funny of how so many of those who know so very little of you have the most things to say about you. And as an honest-to-God person, an individual as myself and my statute, I find myself never quite sharing the same positive frequencies of vibration, of energy with others. And I've always aspired myself to be someone who has a positive reputation, someone who obviously works hard, passionate about everything that I do, and allowing myself to travel above and beyond the jurisdictions of limitations, finding a limitless channeling within myself. And with everything in life, I always try the best possible for everything that I do. I pride myself in the integrity of my honesty, of my craftsmanship of whatever that I do in my life. Grateful forever of all the friendships, as close as they are to my heart, as finite in a circle and a collective consciousness that they are. And that's one thing that I always truly valued in the essence of my human existence, my life, was the few circle of friendships that I hold in my life. And being a starseed on Earth, among the realms of this finite, however infinite planet of human species, has become suffocating. However, I have a tendency to strive to work my way through in life for everything that I aspire, my visions, and try to influence inspiration through everything that we encompass through our videos. And there's so many people in the world that I suppose it's inevitable for human nature. Everyone seems to judge each other for whatever odd reason, or for one reason or another. And I've always try to have a positive reputation. I always try, in my desperation, to try to find a balance, this serenity within a coexistence of each other as a planet, as a society. And in addition to that, you have so many people who have a tendency to mislabel, misguide, or at least not so much misguide, but so much more along the lines of mislabeling you. I suppose in retrospect, this video provides itself as a testament of my own documentation. If you will, words spoken from the source of the horse's mouth. And whatever allegations, whatever assumptions, or perspectives, opinions, or otherwise that anyone has to amplify towards me personally, or of one another as a consciousness in the world, and it's completely irrelevant and it's false. As such, we are all sinners in the eyes of God. We are all beings of imperfections. You know, it referenced in the Bible of how, why concern yourself with the speck in your brother's eye when you have a log in your own eye. And it's not to, get all religious or spiritual on anybody. My wife and I, we are theosophists. We believe in encompassing the embodiment of many different aspects of religion and spiritualism combined and coexist, put together. And it's, in essence, that's what we are. I borrow pieces and parts from this spiritual path and the other of philosophical dogmas and creeds, and of a nature of versatility. We aspire through inspiration a collective coexistence, and this coexistence brings forth equality through diversity. They say that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I feel like I actually vibrate on the same perspective. In essence, when the world judges you, or you as in, the viewer watching the video, or at least for myself, from my perspective, when the world judges me, it only makes me stronger. Honest to God. And so many people bury themselves in a fixation of their own self-interest, where they pretend to be perfect, and they act like nobody else in the entire universe or the world is themselves perfect. So they attack the world and say that they're imperfect, and they present themselves as something of their own perfection. However, their vanity is only misleading. I mean, this is not anything new for me, honest to God. I've grown up my entire human life subjecting myself to the bending of others' narrow minds and bigotry and judgments. It's like I said, it's always going to be a part of human nature. But before you decide to judge someone, you better have facts, and to reimburse yourself a foundation of truth before you accuse anyone or assume anything of anyone around you. Well, in essence, the best thing to do is just be who you are and take pride in your individualism. Shovel?
No.
No. Broom?
Yep.
No.
Why would I need a shovel? I mean, it's messy, but it's not that messy.
Right. So you just have a broom. Never mind.
Silly boy.
You're silly.
Right.
So in essence, this entire human planet is consisted of human beings and the nature that governs each of us. Regardless of who you are, it appears there's a little prejudice in every single person, regardless of where you go. Regardless where you may travel and whether in whatever corners of the universe or the world, there's always going to be that prevalent one human being to judge you always for who you are. And honest to God, if it's not my coworkers, it's friends of mine or, or acquaintances. I myself, I've always lived a life of a narrow path. Not as far as morals or values and principles and consciousness. It's more of a narrow path as far as never having successful relationships with others or friendships for that matter. Human nature, as you should always expect the unexpected, is how people inevitably and ultimately will always and forever fail you. So, as the leader being the wolf leading the wolf pack, I find myself narrowing down throughout the years of my life of my faith and trust in others in a social life. When honest to God, all you need is a divine being, gods, goddesses, an emperor or empress, or even a Cthulhu being itself, or God, or Jesus Christ, Buddha, or whatever you may so choose to believe in, is your own prerogative. It's the testament of your own will, of how you jurisdict your coexistence. Me, I believe in variations of things. Essentially, I believe in doing the best possible in life while alive, expanding the horizons of my knowledge, and being somebody that nobody thought you could be. Being that person that creates light and materializes light out of nothingness, as God Himself has. I believe coexistence. I believe that being a nihilist and a realist, a perfectionist as myself, has brought love, freedom, acceptance, a tolerant nature, to promoting cosmic wisdom, of allowing others, to being that light for others so that they may continue the path to be who they are and to embrace the nature of their individuality, allowing others the capability to unplug and disconnect the matrix, and being that voice, being that inspiration, and allowing people to ultimately find their freedom, find their purpose. There's so much in our human psychological and social conditioning and programming that, in essence, like so many of 90% of the world population of human beings are sheep. We're cattle being led astray and led to our own demise and our collapse. We have allowed technology, we have allowed so much in life to destroy what we once had stood values and principle for. There was a time when communities were more compromising. We celebrated in the simplicities of our harmony and our nature. And it's so sad that we spend the majority of our time gossiping about who did what to whom and why, how did this happen with so and so is dating so and what's on the latest on the news, and what the newest cars and the materialism that we have invested in ourselves make ourselves feel more obligated and feel complete and alive. We spend so much time worrying about the color on someone's hair or what they're wearing, what this and that, or so and so, or what and what have you, and like, we spend so much an investment of our sacred time worrying about others, contemplating ways to find a judgment of others around us. How lost we truly are as a humanity. We spend so much investment of time judging one another, making up assumptions and what have you and so forth, or otherwise, instead of getting to know someone else or helping each other as a community. So, you got more stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So, in essence, you have to recognize and expect and see the best in others. Therefore, the positive will materialize itself. Hey, cats.
They're talking, Cody.
I know they're talking. They're adorable little creatures. See, I've always loved and appreciated the aesthetics of animal nature, seeing how innocent and pure that they are. Wow. When you expect to see the worst in others, the worst materializes to reality. And if you have to expect to see the best in others, regardless. Now, anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching. Please subscribe to this channel, and please share our channel with others. Hi, honey. See ya.
Meow.
Yeah.